So in this episode, we're taking a look at the Stranger Things DLC for Dead by Daylight. Let's get started. So Stranger Things has finally come to Dead by Daylight. Well, at least it's about to, and we currently have early access. So let's say we're going to go ahead and take a look at the accessory to murder, the survivors, the Mori, and all that other great shit. Let's take a look. So first up is the Demogorgon, which difficulty is intermediate. And if you want to know anything about the perks regarding any of the new characters, go ahead and click the link that just popped up at the top of the screen. And the two new people attempting to survive are Steve Harrington and Nancy Wheeler. Now just like any other DLC, Stranger Things has its own map, the Underground Complex. Now you may remember this from Seasons 2 and bits and pieces from Season 3. Now this map is actually really cool. It's got a nice, dark, dingy, kind of scary feel to it, and yes, you can end up into the Upside Down as you cross over into different parts of the map. Now the hook itself is actually pretty badass. If we take a closer look here, you'll see all these little rats with their beady red eyes looking at you, and again, it just adds to the atmosphere. This is probably one of the coolest hooks that I've seen in this game. Now if you venture a little deeper into the Upside Down part of this map, you'll actually notice something very familiar. Yes, that's right, this is where they opened the portal. And of course, it's just there, you can't damage it or anything like that. Now, one thing you usually hear me complain about is how they completely handicap all these horror icons by making them wipe off blood and other stupid crap that they would never do. However, the Demogorgon actually responds to a higher up creature, and I have actually seen him, I believe it was Season 2, where he attacked somebody, then stopped and screamed, so it actually does make sense for the Demogorgon to do what he does in this game. It actually is a little bit more accurate to the character. Now again, we're going to take a look at this hook again. And this, again, is just one of the coolest looking hooks in this whole game. I just love this damn hook. They did a really damn good job with this. Now one of the really cool things I like about the Demogorgon are the portals. Now we can go ahead and put portals down by the generators and use these portals to go ahead and teleport us back to these portals should there be somebody near them. And of course, we have a whole bunch of 80s looking tech that isn't really from the 80s, so I don't really know what they were trying to do here, but that is not actually technology from the 80s. That is nothing what it looked like. However, the color is accurate. I remember the Tandy 1000 had that nice little yellowish white to it. And once we see somebody's near one of our portals, all we have to do is go stand on any portal, choose that particular portal we want to go to, and teleport ourselves, in which we can get the drop right on them. And no DLC would be complete without the Mori. And yes, this is the yellow Mori, where I don't have to ask permission from a hook to actually do something. But again, of course, they have to be the last person attempting to survive in order to use it. This is actually pretty cool. I really like this kill. Nice little rip on the head. I kind of wish the head would have been ripped off completely. Would have looked much better. But hey, I'll take what I can get in terms of some actual good DLC. But in the end, I actually think this is one of the better DLCs for Dead by Daylight. The atmosphere is nice, dark, and creepy. The accessory to murder is actually kind of scary. He gives a nice little terrifying essence, and it makes a little bit more sense that he obeys something like a hook, because the Demogorgon always kind of did obey something higher up in the show. So it kind of makes sense in that aspect, and he doesn't really sit there and clean himself off with blood. He's just like, oh, I hit you once. Oh, I'm scary, which I've actually seen them do in the show. So it's not too far off by using the Demogorgon. It's actually pretty accurate, unlike all these other horror icons that they use and completely obliterate and handicap to death and just make them an embarrassment. This one actually kind of makes sense. I actually have no problem with this one, and I might actually try playing the game a little bit more as long as I can be this character. Yeah, that's right, I will be a second different character, because the only other person I liked was Jigsaw, and that was only because I could put this freaking trap on their head and just sit there and watch them and torture them until they quit. Yeah, that was actually kind of fun. But hey, at least I have another character that I can be in the game. But let's know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you think the Demogorgon, Steve, and Nancy are actually pretty cool, or you just kind of like the Demogorgon? That's kind of what I like. I don't really care for Steve or Nancy, but I do like the accessory to murder. He's pretty badass, nonetheless. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit notification box if you don't. You will find kick-ass shit such as this. And be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, because 150 likes on this video will get you another Dead by Daylight video on this channel. Also, don't forget, merch link down in the description below. Eat, Sleep / Repeat the 4 essentials for any horror fan. Or, if you want to get on early access to the upcoming Halloween shirt, it will be in the store on and off up until October. And then, of course, it will be in there for the entire run of October until November 1st. And don't forget to join some Discord, because that's where we are. Have a kick-ass time in there. And as always, I'll see you next time.